order. So we'll essentially start at the top left with Matt and then go to me. And then we will go down to, I believe, the Whiteshells at the bottom right. Is that how everybody sees that?
No, that's in different orders, but we can start with you and me, and then we can just keep moving around the circle.
Okay, cool. So today I'm feeling really grateful for some tame rain, the way that it fills the creek behind my house, the extra opportunity I've had to sit and listen to the water flow as I'm working and doing different things in my house. And I'm feeling really grateful that I have so much to do on my house because I really have no excuses to be bored during this time. And keeping busy is a wonderful thing, if y'all can hear me on that.
Aho.
Aho.
All right. I'll go next. And then here's what we can do until we get around. The next person after you will be the person who's on the right of your box. So whatever yours looks like, pass it to the person on your right. So
Okay,
the
great.
next person will be the Del Reals. So I want to also share some gratitude for this rain. We planted our spring vegetables in our garden, in our backyard, last Sunday. And because we've gotten so much rain and the weather's been, it's been good for plants here in Texas. We already have sprouts for everything that we planted, which is pretty great. So thank you to the rain and for my ability to be home to see the sprouts coming up every day, which is really cool. So I'm going to go ahead and pass it to the Del Reals, who are on my right.
I'm grateful. Wait, what are we talking about again?
What are you grateful for? You were on it. Just keep going.
Well, I'm grateful for that we have a lot of food that our stores still have some food left in them, and that I don't know what else.
That's
Food is a
great.
good thing to be grateful for. Yeah, thanks, buddy.
Ooh. Wait.
Lily or Christian, did you guys have something you want to share that you're grateful for?
I'm grateful for my mom's birthday today.
Oh.
And that we have enough food. And I hope everybody stays safe. And that's all.
Great.
Oh, thank you. Hey, Aiden, who's on the box to your right on your Zoom call?
The D or Zoe.
Zoe? All right, Zoe, you're up.
I'm grateful for the snow because it's keeping me busy shoveling our sidewalk.
Nice. All right, Joey, who's on your right?
You're on my right.
I'm on your right. So then let's go to Caleb because he's the next person on my right.
So I'm grateful for getting in a walk right before it started raining. So we just got in a walk. So happy.
Aaron, who's on your right, Caleb?
You.
Me. All right, so the next person on my right is the Callaways.
Kim was going first.
Okay.
Grateful for friends and family.
Nice.
Yeah.
Also, he doesn't know.
Okay, that's
Okay.
all right. Who's on your right?
You.
Me. All right. Well, then I guess it's going to Emmy and Miss Lindsay.
Cool.
Emmy, what are you grateful for?
The house for keeping us safe.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for acting, that these guys have still had school there, or keeping us all connected. Yeah.
Aho. Thanks for sharing, Lindsay.
So Zoe's on our right. but the next one is Sarah.
Who wants to go?
I'll go. I'm grateful.
Say your part.
I'm Carter. I'm grateful for the good weather that we've been having here.
Tell them where you are.
I'm in Philadelphia, and we have really nice weather here, so it gives us community to play outside.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
I'm grateful for flowers.
Flowers? That's awesome.
All right, who's to our right? Julie.
Think we're going to go to the White Hills next?
Rachel, do you guys want to share or would you like to pass?
Pass.
Pass? Okay.
Okay.
No problem. The Harrisons, are you guys, I can't see who's there.
My camera is not working right this second, so I apologize, guys.
That's okay.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I was hoping to get Ashley and Gavin here before this started, but they're still on their way back from the doctor's office now. So
Not a problem at all. Well, if they get back while we're still on the call, they're welcome to hop on and join us.
absolutely, thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you. Awesome. Thank you everyone for sharing. Braden, do you want to wrap the Thanksgiving address?
Yeah, so the reason that we start meetings like this off with the Thanksgiving address is really important, especially in a time like right now, because our ability to remember what we're grateful for is going to be one of the things that helps us stay in the space that we need to be in to make this something that can be a period of growth instead of a period of frustration. So when we bring our minds together in all of the things that we're grateful for, it can be easier to see how many things are wonderful in life, even if things are a little bit difficult. Does that make sense to everybody? So coming together in this space of gratitude, let's remember that that's what we're here gathering together to generate and to think about, is all of us want to have more things happening that we're grateful for. And while we all have more blessings than we could count, even in a time like this, bringing them to the front of our mind is a really, really good idea. So thank you for joining me in that practice, y'all. Matt, you can go ahead and kick us off.
Cool. So a lot of you guys have been on some of the JDL calls that we have done before. And we want to start this call by doing something a little bit differently than we normally do. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think you guys are going to like it. And we're gonna use these Zoom breakout rooms, and we're gonna talk about something. We're gonna let you guys share some stories. But before we do that, can anybody tell me what it means to be resilient? It's a big word. Yeah, Zoe.
To be brave and to just like stay strong and like keep trying.
Yeah, that's a great definition. Does anybody else have another anything they want to add to that? No. Well, I want to read you guys the definition. So the definition of resilient is a person who is able to withstand or recover quickly from difficult things. So this is a time when we all have to adapt. Things are going to be a little bit more difficult. Things might be kind of challenging, but our resiliency is what allows us to come back from something that's challenging, to overcome a challenge that may be really difficult. So I'd like for everybody to take a second to think about a time that you showed a lot of resiliency. And what I'm going to do is we're going to put you guys into pairs automatically. It's going to happen in just a moment. I'm going to click a button. And I want you to share with whoever it pops up in the box with you a time in your life that you showed resiliency. And take just a short story, 30 seconds to a minute. We're going to keep these rooms open for about 3 or 4 minutes, so you guys have time to share with each other. And then we will come back together. So let me see. I'm just going to have this randomly shuffle you guys. We're gonna put 3 people per room, and I'm gonna pop around too. and I will see you guys in just a minute.
It's over there on the desk.
Go ahead and click that button that says join breakout room. All right, everybody's on their way back in. Looks like in room 1 with Braden and the Weichels and the Del Reals, they're still finishing up. They got 5 more seconds and then they're gonna get jumped back in.
4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, they're back.
Boom, there it goes. All right. How'd it go, everybody? Did you guys have some good shares?
Mhm.
Yeah. Was anybody would like to share anything that they shared or something they heard somebody else say that they thought was really awesome? We can do a couple of shares as a group.
I have to go to my office and I have to go to the drugstore.
Okay. Moving on. Can we get a thumbs up if we want to keep moving on? Okay. What did you guys like that little breakout and share? Was that cool? Yeah. It's nice to be able to connect with people, even when things are getting a little bit crazy like that. Yeah. Thank you, Braden. One of the things that we wanted to spend a little bit of time talking about is attitudes and what kind of attitudes do we need to keep and to hold right now while we're all in this kind of weird situation that none of us have ever been in before.
What kind of attitude you think you
I think
A lot of muted folks. Caleb, what do you think? What do you think the best attitude to have right now is, bud?
like a strong, brave attitude, I guess.
Okay.
To
Strong, brave
stay
attitude.
positive, even if your siblings are being super annoying.
Okay. Zoe, I just realized that is your foot that is raised and not your hand. Does that mean you would like to speak?
No.
Okay.
How'd you even?
Yeah. What kind of attitude do you have? Or should you have? Carter, do you have anything to say? What kind of attitude you should have? Say it loud.
No, I don't really have one.
No.
So when I talk to people about attitude, some of you know me and some of you don't know me as well. I was trained as a wilderness survivalist. That's what I went to school for. And when we talk about the order of things that you need to like be paying attention to and making sure that you're keeping in a good space, attitude is the number one thing that we have to maintain in order to continue making good decisions, so that we don't get ourselves into trouble. And that comes before food, that comes before water, it comes before fire, it comes before shelter. Attitude is the single most important thing to maintain in difficult situations. So if you ever watch any survival shows, does anybody here watch survival shows, whether it's Man vs. Wild or Alone or Naked and Afraid or any of those shows? So we got some hands up for all that stuff, right? When you watch those shows, when somebody is about to throw in the towel, what do you notice about their attitude?
Bad. It's like a quitter attitude.
Yeah. Callaway's, we have a hand up, or was that an accident? Do y'all want to speak?
It sounds like you.
Swayze was just saying if that was for the hand up.
I think that like if you're like quitting a game and like putting the towel down, like you're gonna be like stressed and like sad that like you gave up.
Yeah.
Didn't win.
So if we know that that attitude is what happens right before people give up, what can we do to keep our attitude in a good space? Does anybody have any good suggestions about great ways to keep your attitude in a healthy space? Joey?
Meditate.
Meditating's a great one.
Like focus on what you're grateful for.
Those are two fantastic things to do. Emmy?
Move my body.
Move your body. That's really, really good. That's a great one. Does anybody else have any good suggestions for maintaining attitude?
Good suggestions? Reset. Reset.
What about some of the challenges that we might face in keeping a good attitude? And with those challenges, what are some things we might be able to do to overcome them, to help us keep those good attitudes?
Keeping a good attitude.
I can think of one. When I was a kid, when I was all of y'all's age, and my sister and I were growing up together, she liked to sing nonstop. And she is not a good singer, let me tell you. And so if she and I were housebound, like we all are right now, and she was singing all day, that would be a challenge for me to keep a positive attitude, having to listen to her sing all day. And one of the ways that I might be able to get around that is to create some space for myself in a separate room, to use kind words or put on headphones so that I didn't have to listen to something that she was enjoying doing but was causing me a little bit of anxiety. So can anybody think of an example like that of something that might be a challenge and a way to overcome it? Yes, Zoe. Muted.
My challenge.
When my sister, she plays the games she wants to because she's the youngest and I never get to really play the games I want to. So that kind of makes me angry. And then she gets what she wants all the time. So that makes me angry. But I try and like stay calm when that happens.
Nice. Great job. Great job staying calm. Thank you for sharing. I'll mute you guys. Yeah, go ahead, guys. The 40s.
I wanted to say that once I invited my friends over, but they couldn't come because they had like something to do. So I was mad, and it was kind of a challenge for me to like overcome that because I was bored, and so I like really wanted them to come over.
That's a great example. And can you remind me your name?
Oh, Nicholas.
Nicholas. That's a great example, Nicholas, because right now, one of the biggest challenges that we're all going to be facing is that things that we want to do or we're used to doing, we may not be able to do them. And that could be kind of scary sometimes and kind of frustrating sometimes. And, you know, it's going to take some of that resilience we were talking about to you know, say, okay, you know, this is not going to last forever. I'll be able to do these things again. And this is temporary. This is for now. Thank you for sharing, Nicholas. Who else has another example they want to share?
An example of a challenge.
Going once, going twice. Braden, anything else you want to say on that?
Just that, like the practice that we started out with, the Thanksgiving address, if you have the space in your family to include that as part of your family rhythms, you literally, you can't do any harm by sitting down with your family and all speaking the things that you're grateful for out loud. And making part of that about what you're grateful for about each other, and part of that about what you're grateful for within your home or within what you have available or within the world, are all really good ideas. This is a really good time to stick some out loud gratitude as a group into your family rhythm. And I don't think better advice exists within my person. So, you know, just get practice counting your blessings. If you were to count them all day, you would run out of the day.
That's great. Thank you, Brandon.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about what does it mean for us to be safe, and what does it mean for us to be prepared while all of this is going on? So when we think about our safety and like what we need to do to prepare ourselves, whether it's to be at home or, you know, prepare ourselves to go out and have to do something, run errands or things that need to get done outside of the house, which is a little bit of a less safe place right now. So I want to hear y'all's thoughts on what does it mean to be safe and to be prepared right now.
REAPE.
What we're doing differently to be safe.
And any parents who are on this call, please feel free to join in. This is for everybody. Emmy, what do you want to say, sweetie?
Go ahead, Emmy.
Stay in your house.
Yeah, okay. That's one thing that we can do. Caleb, what do you think it means to be prepared right now?
Maybe if you're older, you're like more able to get the virus. So if you're like, for older people, they should have like more protection than like younger people.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true. Zoe?
Have lots of food at your house just to be prepared.
Have lots of food at your house just to be prepared, yeah.
What do you do to prepare?
If you get like an Amazon package, you could spray it down with something before you open it.
Okay, yeah. Anything else?
What do you do to prepare?
I think we can also just
wash your hands.
Dad, she got it right there. I'm gonna let her take over.
Yeah, wash your hands. Washing your hands for a full 20 seconds. That's what I've been doing every time I wash my hands. I think about how I would wash my hands if I knew that I just touched a bunch of poison ivy. And that's every time I wash my hands, I'm like, man, if I had to get all this poison ivy off my hands, how thoroughly would I wash my hands? And that's the amount that I go for. And I'm honestly a little bit embarrassed to admit that is not how I've always done it, you know? Thinking about it now, it's like, of course you should wash your hands that much. Why would I not have been that thorough with it previously? But using poison ivy or imagining that there's gunk on you that you just need to get off is a good way to think about making sure that you do a good job with that.
No, it's the same people. There's only just one different person.
Anybody else have anything they want to throw in?
Well, I'm going to say, this is Zoe's mom, Julie. We're in an interesting situation where 4 of the 5 of us have been sick. And so
I'm the only one not sick.
So we're just trying to, keep our own distance. As she says, I'm on the tail end of it, but trying to, even within the house, keep distance from each other.
Actually, she's sick. And my dad's sick, and my sisters are both sick. So, yeah.
So it's been an interesting house for the week. Right? So just trying to keep everyone's distance even within the house if someone does get sick.
Stay away from me.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. So for me, a big part of what I went to school for, or I guess a moderate part of what I went to school for, involved like disaster preparedness. How a person makes sure that they're ready to kind of weather a storm as it comes through. And I told you previously that the first thing that we do is attitude. And I want to talk about the things that we do in order after that, in order of how important they are. So that y'all can get a look at organizing things. If you're ever worried about not having something, you can remember which things you do have and think about which ones you don't and which ones are important in what order. Does that make sense? Okay, so in the order of priorities, we have attitude as number 1. Does anybody have any idea what number 2 is? It's going to be a physical thing, but of the like physical things that you acquire, what the most important thing to have is. Zoe, you had your hand up first, and then we'll go to Emmy.
Human connection.
Human connection. Okay, that's an important one. I would say that's going to fit under the attitude, but that's a great one for right now. Emmy, what do you think?
Water.
Water. Okay, that's a good one. Any other guesses?
Shelter.
I'm going to give you shelter. Yes. Zoe, you nailed it. Shelter. We're all sitting in a shelter right now. We're all surrounded by 4 walls and a roof, but the important part of shelter is that you have a space that keeps your body warm and dry, and somewhere that feels safe to sleep. Does everyone feel like they have a safe place to sleep? Does everyone feel like they can stay dry and protected from the elements and stuff right now? Well, congratulations, because we can handle attitude on our own, and everybody has the single most important aspect of survival, both covered. Shelter and attitude are done. You don't have to worry about that, and that's a really good thing. Any guesses on what the next thing was? Somebody already said it, but.
Food?
It's not food.
Water.
Water. It's water. So water, does everyone have water coming out of the faucets? Yep. So we still have water coming out of the faucets. It doesn't look like there's going to be any change in that happening right now. If there's anyone who's worried that the quality of the water might change coming out of the faucets, what do you do? What do you do about that?
Drink water.
Get a water filter.
Boom, Zoe is on it. Get a water filter. That's buying bottles of water. You can't replace an infinite resource with a finite resource. You can get a Sawyer water filter that'll do 100,000 gallons of water, and it costs $30. So if you're really worried about water, which I don't think that we need to be, there's been no signs that our utilities are changing. But if you want to be super prepared, get a water filter and call yourself good. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Any guesses on the next one? There's 2 more. Caleb, what do you got?
I don't know.
Okay. Anybody else have one more guess?
Food.
Not food.
Got food. We got water. We got shelter.
Food has not been brought up yet.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry, Braden.
Yeah.
Jumping the gun.
Yeah.
Attitude.
Attitude is at the top. The next one is fire. This is more about your ability to cook things or keep yourself warm or boil water. Fire, I mean, in terms of where we live now is pretty much electricity. Does everybody have electricity? We all have electricity. We all have heat. We can all cook.
Yes.
again, that looks like something that there's going to be no interruption of whatsoever. So that's taken care of. And you know what the last thing on the list is?
Food.
Food. The least important priority is food.
Mommy, look.
Can anybody imagine why food would be the least important priority? Yeah, go for it.
Because we can survive longer without food than without water.
Correct. How long can we survive without food?
7 days.
Any other guesses?
2 weeks.
Any other guesses?
40 days.
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
30 days. 30 to 40 days.
Wow.
With no food at all. The average person. So if you don't have any food in a moment, you have a literal month to figure that out. I mean, you're going to be hungry, but you have a month to find some. Yeah, Caleb, what's up?
I'm hungry right now, and I just ate like 2 hours ago.
Yep. Yeah, but you're not dying. So that's an important thing to remember. Being hungry is an inconvenience. It's not a very threatening state. In fact, it can be a really good thing. Fasting is a wonderful thing for us. But in terms of food, I mean, right now, there's no interruption in supply chains. There's grocery stores still being stocked. If you would like to be prepared, I could see getting 3 weeks of food at most, and that going more than that is probably not necessary, and that having 6 months of food is just taking things out of stores that other people might need. So if you have 2 to 3 weeks of food ready to go, I mean, you're super good, but in general, we have all of those boxes checked. A big part of this call for me is because I know lots of people are worried about lots of different things. And when you look at it from a perspective of what's most important for you to continue getting to be with your family, that's it. It's those 5 things: attitude, shelter, water, fire, food. And everyone on this call has all of those things. Does that make sense? Cool.
Cool. So we can see that you guys are getting a little antsy, a lot of you, and that's okay. It's a Friday and it's a weird day. Everybody's at home and it's rainy in most places. So one of the last things that we want to show you guys is we're going to be doing a really cool contest. We have put together what we are calling the Fambundance Coronavirus Bingo. I'm going to share this so you guys can see it on my screen.
Bingo.
So what this is, can everybody see it right now?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So we put together this cool bingo chart, and on here there are a total of 25 activities that you guys can do over the next, about 6 weeks, 5.5, 6 weeks. And if you are able to complete all of the things that are on this chart and have your mom or your dad sign off on all of these things and email it to me by May 1st, then you will have a chance to win one of 3 $50 Amazon gift cards. How cool is that? Yeah. Yeah, we're going to be giving away 3 gift cards for Amazon for $50. And you have 5 weeks to do these things. And there's a lot of stuff on here. Some of the things are a little bit more challenging. Like we pick a new hobby and try it out for a week, learn some words and phrases in a new language, create a stop motion animation video. There's a lot of stuff on here. There's also some easier things, like sending a letter or a care package to someone you care about, doing a virtual tour of a museum. So there's a lot of options on here, guys. And on the second page, there's a little bit more of explanation on each of these things. This is to help you guys find some new stuff to do that you might not have been doing otherwise. Some of these things are going to challenge you. Some of these things are going to entertain you. One on here that I think is going to be really exciting is to use some of your screen time to watch your parents' favorite childhood TV show or movie with them. So that'll be a fun way to bond with your parents and see what they used to watch when they were your age. Yeah, that'll be cool. I think, was that you laughing, Julie?
Yeah, we just yesterday were watching some of the classic Goofies and Pete's Dragon.
Nice, those are great. So, and were you guys having fun doing that together?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I see Zoe's head bobbing up and down. Awesome. So that's just one of these great activities. So print these out, one sheet per person, and you got a couple weeks to do it and mail it back to us. And this activity, if this is open to your friends, to your families, anybody that you know that you think would benefit from having some extra things to do, you're welcome to share that with them, as well as all the other stuff that we've put online. So that's at the Fambundance coronavirus page. So you'll be able to find it there. And yeah. So I'd like to, does anybody have any questions about that?
Do you have any questions about the game?
Once,
No.
twice, 3 times, sold. All right. We'll make sure to email that out to you guys.
Yeah, okay. Do you have any questions about anything at all from today? All right, cool.
All right. So my last question to close out our time together today, I would love to hear 1 or 2 things that that each of you guys is going to do to that's going to help you to stay happy, to stay healthy, or to be helpful to your family during this time that we're all enjoying our time at home.
Shovel the sidewalk.
Nice. That'll definitely be helpful and could help you stay safe too.
What else? What are you guys gonna do?
Yeah, it's not done.
You gonna do anything? No. Nothing.
Nothing. All right.
Getting more sleep.
Yeah.
Okay, would you say you're gonna sleep through your time at home? You're gonna get a lot of sleep. You're gonna grow a few inches taller too, I bet. Oh, I see a hand back.
My parents are working from home right now because of the coronavirus. So I could take my dogs for a walk so they don't have to.
That would be really helpful to them, and I bet they would appreciate that. And your dogs would love if you took them on a walk.
Did that today, right before it started raining. We just beat it.
We can't do
Nice.
Callaways, we have a hand raised.
Can I help?
I see a hand raised from the Callaways. Go ahead, Doug.
Oops.
I did that at dance yesterday.
That's because you keep moving.
Oh.
All
Not
right.
aggravate.
Yeah,
your
not
small
aggravate the people in your house. That is a great one.
Yeah.
That's a lot of the things that we're going to do during this process is stuff we should do all the time. Not aggravating the people that you live with. Really good one.
Mhm.
Really, really good one.
Mhm. Oh, what was that, Emmy? I think you're muted. I heard like half of your sentence. Maybe you froze. Oh, there you go.
Together.
Cook together. That's a great one. And it's helpful. It can help you stay healthy, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Great one, Emmy. Thank you for sharing.
Cool.
I'm gonna say
Matt.
we can all work together to keep the house orderly and clean.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Anybody else?
Last ones. Callaways, we have a hand back up again.
Not playing games with your siblings and not cheating.
Playing games with your siblings and not cheating, also a great thing to do all the time.
Mm-hmm.
That's,
But especially when you're locked up together.
yeah. So I think one of the big takeaways from this for me is that all of the things that we can be doing that can improve our experience during this time are things that we can be doing that would improve our experience literally at any point in time. And that this whole process is an opportunity for us to focus back in on the things that are important, that enrich ourselves, that enrich our families, that bring us closer together. And that really, if we do well, given that we're all safe and taken care of, which we are, we can really learn some things about being together that will make the rest of our lives even more wonderful than they would have already been. And that's, if there's anything that I know that Fambundance wants everyone to take away, it's that this is an opportunity to come together as a family in a way you may not have known was possible before, and that you can take that lesson and carry it with you for the rest of your life, even generations.
Really well said, Braden. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, this is the end of our time together. I hope that you all had a good experience on this call. I hope that you guys are all able to stay safe and healthy. Braden and I are here for you guys if you need a grown-up to talk to outside your house. you know, have your parents let us know, and we're happy to help and support you guys in any way that we can. Stay safe, keep washing your hands, do the coronavirus bingo, and we'll let you guys know the next time we're gonna have a check-in call. There will be one next week for us to come back together and just talk and socialize and be together through this.
Yep.
So we'll see you guys all next week.
Yep.
Mr. Matt.
Bye, guys.
Mr. Matt.
Oh yeah.
What's up?
My sister is wanting to know, what if there's 3 of us or more than like 1 or 2
Sounds like
for
a race.
the bingo?
The bingo. You guys can each do it separately. You do your own sheet, and then you'll each have a chance to win. Yeah, sound good?
Yes,
And that way, if one of you is slacking and only 2 of you finish it, it doesn't affect your chances of winning.
How do you get to print it out or something?
Theabundance.com/coronavirus. So the same place that your mom or your dad went to find the information about this call, it's up on that website.
Yes, sir.
All right. Braden just put it in the chat too.
Oh, I actually, hold on.
Almost put it in the chat.
Yeah, I almost put it in the chat.
All right. Does anybody have any other questions or thoughts or anything they want to share? You're good? All right.
Okay.
We'll see you guys all soon.
All right. Later, y'all. Have fun. Enjoy your family time. There's plenty to do. There's no excuse to be bored. Enjoy this time. It's a really special opportunity.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Bye.